Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, beautiful soul family, and welcome to Weekly Wisdom and Insights, your home for spiritually guided transformation and empowerment. I am your host, Dearjames, and together with the unseen, Spirit, Source, and Symphony, we look at the current energies, the intuitive wisdom and insights, and we go as guided. So welcome, 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 everyone. We are right before the total lunar eclipse, full moon, lunar eclipse in Virgo, conjunct the South Node. It will be opposite the Sun and Saturn. So there's a Sun-Saturn CAZIMI, meaning Saturn is in the heart of the Sun. Powerful energies. Welcome, Kiki. Welcome, Alicia. Welcome, Olivia. So let's just jump in because there's so much to cover. So the energies, the main energies we're working with. It's March, so it's a 3 all month long, difficult beginnings, persevere. And this is all about the steps we're taking. So just continue to know that everything is within us. It's within you. And it may be wobbly. We're getting our sea legs and so forth, but persevere. 12, we're going to be working with 12, the standstill, release. It's a 9-year, all year long. So small restraints, surrender. We keep surrendering in each moment. This is not something, that it can be big surrenders, but it's always, remember that we're surrendering. You're surrendering to yourself. It's not outside of you. Welcome, Colleen. So these small restraint, surrender, it's always with ourselves, within ourselves. All of the numbers become a 15, which is about humility, authenticity, what's at your center, and how that gives us balance. And when we're out of authenticity, when we're inauthentic, when we're, acting with hubris, not humility, it causes imbalance. And ultimately, it becomes a 6, conflict, let go. So when we're in conflict, let go, because it's not going to serve us to be in conflict. We want to be in harmony, in balance, and so forth. So now let's look at before I go to our astrological influences, I want to show you the 2 charts. This is the astrological chart for the Virgo full moon. It is coming up it is literally minutes before midnight on the West Coast on the 13th, 11:54 p.m. And thus it's predominantly on the 13th, so it's predominantly on the 14th. So when you look at this, you can see, of course, all of the planets at the top left. We have Saturn, we have the Sun. The Sun so Saturn and the Sun are conjunct, 22, 23 degrees of Pisces. The North Node, where humanity's going, is at 27. So all of those are conjunct. And then we go to the Ascendant. Neptune is at 29. It's at that anaretic degree, that very powerful degree. And remember, Neptune is about highest ideals. It can also be about illusion. Exactly. Olivia is saying we are not in the world is inside of us. We affect and create what we are seeing. Exactly. So you're going to see there's a powerful quote, "Your character is your fate." And so this is about how what we see, the choices we make, it's always this. They're going to be amplified and magnified, and you're going to see with our main theme. But here for a second, bear with me. So with the Virgo full moon, and then moments later is the actual total lunar eclipse. It's known as a blood moon because it's a perfect alignment where the sun, earth, and the moon all perfectly align. And so it casts this orangey blood red hue on the moon. It blocks it out. But what we're seeing is all of these planets and lineups on the left side of the chart, Pisces, Aries. Remember, Pisces ends the astrological year. Aries begins the astrological year. Opposite, you'll see the red lines going straight across. Opposite, we have the lot of fortune, the descendant, the vertex, south node in the moon. So you see that the moon at 23 degrees is conjunct. It means together within orb, meaning within 10 degrees, and they're only 4 degrees apart. So the moon is conjunct the south node. The south node is what we are letting go of, and they are both in Virgo. Now just quickly look at, here's the same chart minutes later. It's the actual total lunar eclipse chart. Well, when I saw this, and it looks like a W at the bottom in the blue lines and everything, the crisscross and everything, but instantly from the unseen. For both of these charts, the full moon and the lunar eclipse, what I heard was, "I hear you knocking, but you can't come in." And so when you look at the astrological energies, and Venus is retrograde, Mercury was conjunct Neptune in the north node, then Mercury entered Aries, the Sun and Saturn, that CAZIMI, the full moon total lunar eclipse, and then, of course, less than 24 hours from this full moon total lunar eclipse, Mercury stations retrograde. It begins its retrograde. So with these charts, I'm just bringing them back up again. It's like the blue represent trines and sextiles. They're harmonious aspects. The red are frictional aspects, oppositions, squares, that type of thing. And it was as if, again, this, "I hear you knocking, but you can't come in." And it's like a trampoline. It's like it just, everything, nothing is going to get where it's not meant to be. Meaning, we've talked about how in the new, this old baggage, all of our old, the shadow, the goo, the ick, none of that works in the new. And so it was this trampoline effect, like it's bouncing off of it. It's reminded me of that kid, like sticks to rubber, sticks to glue. It's a childhood. Can't remember it exactly verbatim, but it brought about Matthew 25. And it begins with the 10 virgins. "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps have gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came. And they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut." This, "I hear you knocking, but you can't come in." This trampoline effect, this bouncing off, that what moves into the new? The old does not fit, does not work. So They went in and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily, I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. And this takes us to our main theme, a total lunar eclipse. Be ready! Exclamation point. Hummingbird medicine. We have been reminded for millennia to be ready. There's so many, and we use the biblical, whether it's in the Torah, whether it's in the Bible, whether it's in the Sanskrit, whether it's all these different quote unquote religious books, religious narratives. The common message is to be ready. And to be ready means to live in a right manner. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Do unto others as we would have done to us. There's simple things. We are only as strong as the least among us. To care for the least among us. To have empathy, compassion, humility, grace, kindness. All of these things is to be ready and authentically. Not for show, not for, favor, not for, a quid pro quo or a tit for tat. I'm doing this only because. No. Purely, pure of heart. And so the energies of this lunar, Virgo full moon, total lunar eclipse. I'm just bringing up the image again. It is this trampoline, this bouncing effect, like it bounces off of. It will not enter. And I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. And it immediately invoked Matthew 25. So our mantra is, I am pure. So where we might have shadow or challenge or frustration or fear or difficulty in these moments, it is one epic era. It is the ending, the Piscean, patriarchal, astrological year. These planets are moving and changing signs, and this era is ending. It's complete. It's collapsing. It's to remember that as one is ending and the next is beginning, the matriarchal Aquarian era. And these planets these heavy hitters of Neptune and Saturn are getting ready to move into Aries. Pluto has moved into Aquarius. All of the major heavy hitter planets are going to shift signs this year. So it's to remember, keep saying to yourself over and over and over again, I am pure. Because that is who you are at your center. It is only by choice or by illusion, delusion, Neptune, the shadow aspect of Neptune, the underbelly of Pluto. It is only by these choices we make, the illusions, the masks, the identities, the labels, all of that stuff gets layered on. Well, in the new, it doesn't go. It gets peeled away, burned off, the phoenix rising. So it's to remember, I am pure. Our key word is innocence. And innocence, lack of guile. Guile means sly or cunning intelligence. So lack of guile or corruption. It means purity, the quality or state of being innocent, freedom from sin or moral wrong, freedom from legal guilt of a particular crime or offense, freedom from any quality that can injure, harmlessness. So our keyword innocence is about freedom, purity, harmlessness. You see where all of this is going. And again, remember, it was one or two shows back, that megaphone from the unseen screaming at us to wake up, to be ready, to align with our purity, to be pure, to act with grace and kindness with our fellow humans. Because, of course, that is what, the ideal becomes the new reality. That has always been the ideal, the root of who we are. We have just done our best to stray from it. And now the unseen is imploring us, screaming at us to return to it, because it's number 5 and 6 from the unseen. Number 5 is, and we had this before, if I could turn back time. But then they immediately said, so in 5 denotes change. So they said, if I could turn back time, then time waits for no man. Time waits for no one. And then time's relentless march forward, onward. So there's this heightened awareness of time. Time is speeding up. Things are moving faster. This has to do with number 5. So it's about change. So if I could turn back time, time waits for no man, no one. Time's relentless march forward, onward. And then number 6, which denotes spirit and service from the unseen. And then all of a sudden there was this awareness of an everlasting state of existence. So beyond time, outside of time. And again, biblical references, other scriptural references, or Aboriginal people's knowings for thousands of years. There's a point at which time, so we're not turning back time. Time is relentless. It marches forward and onward. Time waits for no man, no one. And after time, biblically, there's 2 outcomes. And it's this powerful image. There's 2 options. It's the kingdom of heaven. It's an everlasting state of existence, of being. It's an everlasting life. So it's kingdom of heaven or lake of fire. It's this, I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. It's the 10 virgins that, in essence, 5 were ready, 5 weren't. And thus this message, because there's an everlasting state of existence, of being. That's what occurs after time. Because remember, the kingdom of heaven, it goes on forever. It's eternal. So too the lake of fire. Both are an everlasting state of existence, of being. And the unseen is saying to us, choose. Which one do you want to be your everlasting state of existence? Kingdom of heaven? Lake of fire. I mean, the choice is not hard. It's just, but yet choice is free will, choice. What we choose. And these are 5 and 6 from the unseen. So 5, denoting change. 6, spirit and service. It's about choice. So let's move into, I want to go quickly to hexagram 12. It's Carry Home by cafeausol.com. So hexagram 12 is standstill. So we're at this standstill, this threshold. You'll see that in a minute with some of the SABIAN symbols. Its hidden influence is development, to permeate. This is for us. Its underlining cause, peace, relax. So we're wanting to move, we're moving towards peace. It's massive mayhem and chaos and craziness right now in the world. Yes, because those old paradigms are collapsing. And there are those that are cleaving to and trying to keep time. If I could turn back time, and time waits for no man, and time's relentless march. But somehow they imagine themselves holding on to time, or stopping time, or reversing time. It's not going to happen. Time marches onward until time is superseded by an everlasting state of existence, of being. And we get to choose which one we want. An everlasting state of grace, bliss, happiness, joy, eternal life, or lake of fire, Armageddon. The choice is ours. So here we are, hexagram 12. And it's one of our first quotes. Fresh activity is the only means of overcoming adversity. It's a quote by Goethe. So this beautiful, fresh activity is the only means of overcoming adversity. Because if not, there's stagnancy, and it's anarchy and stagnancy and decay. Because again, if we try to stop time or hold something in place, it eventually loses its life force. It decays. So here we are, hexagram 12. Our desire for the familiar and to know peace can often lead us away from further growth. Therefore, after a time of peace as the underlying cause, a situation can lead to stagnation or standstill. And we're at that point. We had this era of peace, even if there was war and so forth. There was a joy in life, there was a peace in life, and so forth. However, a situation can lead to stagnation or standstill after that growth. You are asked to release something so that development can proceed. The purpose of receiving this hexagram is to remind you that all of life changes and moves toward growth. Humans cannot remain on the sidelines. It can be frustrating to throw your enthusiasm against the course of events that seem to have placed you in a holding pattern. Patience is how you release your sense of urgency and allow the outcome to unfold. And that is part of the energies. We're looking at this patience, standstill, patience, and to open to the way. Patience is how you release your sense of urgency. The hidden influence allows for the development of a new awareness, skills, or ways of interacting with the world. There's a hidden influence in development that allows for the development of a new awareness, of skills, or ways of interacting with the world. It's changing. And so it's at this point, it's number one from the unseen. The unseen said, the time has come for all good men, good women, to rise, to come to the aid of their country, their conscience, their soul. Exclamation point. And soul is underlined. So the world is changing. Time, we're advancing, we're moving forward. There's future development before us. And the time has come for all good men, women, humankind to rise, to come to the aid of their country, their conscience, their soul. It's time. The hidden influence allows for the development of a new awareness, skills, or ways of interacting with the world. In order to learn how to be steadfast, one must relinquish expectation, assumptions, and impatience. Just as winter appears as a time when the world appears lifeless, there is much going on in your underground world. 10,000 seeds are becoming the landscape of your spring. All of this that's unseen. It's not like nothing's happening. And it's not as though what it appears to be, all this chaos and mayhem and, patriarchal era rule rearing its head. But it's like the unseen is showing me like the massive dragon that has been not yet slayed, but has been enslaved, meaning they're showing me the chains and everything that's holding it down. And its head and its neck is reeling back and forth, spewing fire. Eventually, it's like a guillotine. The head gets cut off. And it collapses. It goes to ash. That moment is upon us, is imminent. Because again, there's something beyond it. There's something greater. There's an advance. So Carrie Hone with cafeosol.com, hexagram 12 continues. In fact, if you were to have a conversation with trees and bushes, they might ask, why do you walk in circles when life plants you exactly where you need to be? We're exactly where we need to be. And while the journey isn't quote unquote linear, a straight line, even the exodus from Israel with the Israelites and so forth, it wasn't a direct route to the Canaan, the land of milk and honey and deliverance and the promised land. It was It weaved, it meandered, but it didn't go in circles. So it wasn't a straight line, it wasn't in circles. It did meander, move, ebb and flow. So nature is the greatest teacher of how to be steadfast and move in time with the changing cycles. Discover the contentment of following life on its terms. Follow the great circle and allow standstill to unleash an innovative approach within you. And the great circle is ascension, the spiral. Not circle, well, it can also mean circle as in eternity, but not going in circles. That's futile. But when we move with the ebb and flow of the circle, the ascension, the spiral, it's advancing us. And there's an innovative approach within us. It's already within us. We're aware of it. We're awakened to it. We're awaiting it. Well, now the time has come for all good men and women to rise, to come to the aid of their country, conscience, and soul. Listen to your soul source connection. Listen to your soul. It's advancing you. It's about, 10 maidens with 10 lamps with oil. But that's a choice. Be ready. It's a choice. So let's move to Astrology by Lauren. And she's talking about the total lunar eclipse. And she begins with a quote by Rumi. Christian, Jew, Muslim, Hindu, Zoroastrian, stone, ground, mountain, river. Each has a secret way of being with the mystery, unique and not to be judged. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. See, out beyond is true north. And it's our second quote. It is said that those who go against the way end up being called unlucky. In the image is a compass. The way is true north. And you see this illuminated light and kind of wispy spirit and flow that is calling us forward, beckoning us forward to true north, soul source connection, soul source GPS. Those who go against the way end up being called unlucky. We're the guests, we're not the host. We are not wiser than Source. Spirit, Source, Symphony, we are not wiser. We are of them, we are alike, and we have every opportunity and ability to move with the way. The way. Not my way, not our way, not your way, not a way. The way. So here, Astrology by Lauren. On March 14th or 13th, depending on where you are in the world, we have a total lunar eclipse at 23 degrees, Virgo, 59 arc minutes. It's almost at 24 degrees. Eclipses occur when the sun, moon, and the earth are in such perfect alignment that the earth is capable of engulfing the moon in its shadow. The deep red color is a result of the sunlight being filtered by the earth's atmosphere. In ancient times, these blood red moons were seen as portents of evil befalling the world, which feels strangely appropriate given the current prevailing circumstances. There's all this mayhem and madness going on right now. Darkness seems that dragon rearing its head, but that dragon is pinned down. It is chained. Literally, it is not going to be able to break free. And so its neck and head is thrashing and wailing and, and flinging itself about. Okay. So here's the eclipse, and eclipses move things out of our lives and so forth. It's a south node eclipse. So that's what's being removed, what we need to let go of. North node eclipses where humanity is going. So Astrology by Lauren, she continues, eclipses always come in pairs. So the lunar eclipse will be followed by a partial solar eclipse on March 29th. And so we officially enter eclipse season, a time so rife with unpredictability and life-changing events that we may not even know if we are coming or going. Eclipses in and of themselves are unpredictable, all the more so when conjunct the south node point as this one is. Eclipses can serve as turning points in our lives, like karmic windows into our destiny. Your character is your fate. We should always treat eclipses with reverence and awe, and wisely so. We are being moved. All of this is for us. We are being moved forward with great force, agility, speed. These are all from the unseen. So, and they're saying in number 2, read between the lines. And then I heard betwixt and between. Well, betwixt and between means not fully or properly either of two things. This is about riding the fence. And the unseen is saying to us, no, 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 the time has come. It's here. Rise up, do the right thing, be ready, choose. And this read between the lines, we don't get to straddle the fence anymore. We don't get to have it both ways. This is about committing. It's number 4 from the unseen. Peace be with you. We've had this many times. It comes up in client readings all the time. Peace be with you is a reminder that the divine family, Source, Master Jesus, Mother Mary, God, Allah, Buddha, the all that is, peace be with you. It was a statement that Master Jesus made after the crucifixion and resurrection. The door was locked, the apostles were in fear for their safety, and he appeared in the room with the door locked. The point is, and it's number 4, it's foundational. The point is, Source, our soul source connection, the divine family, divinity, is with us at all times. That should give us great peace, great resolve, great determination, perseverance. And then, peace be with you. And then I heard Stations of the Cross. Stations of the Cross, it's a 14-step Catholic devotion. It's about the last day of Master Jesus' life on earth. So from the judgment to the crucifixion and the entombing in the cave. And it's also known as the way of the cross. And with this, then it was these 3 words: devotional, sacrosanct, non-negotiable. So the unseen is saying to us, be ready. It's a total lunar eclipse. Be ready. Hummingbird medicine. Matthew 25. This, I hear you knocking, but I can't come in. You can't come in. And they're saying to us, read between the lines. Get off the fence. You got to pick one, because you don't get to straddle, and you don't get to fake your way in. You don't get to straddle your way in, manipulate your way in. No, it's one or the other. And in essence, this peace be with you, and you choose the kingdom of heaven, eternal life and glory, and so forth. It's devotional, it's sacrosanct, and it's non-negotiable. What's at your center? So, and this can apply to anything in life, but certainly the greatest choice in life. But once something, it's like once you say, no, this is, you're being asked to do something, and everything in you says, no, that's the wrong thing. I mean, I'm not going to do that. That goes against my soul, my core, my character. Then let that be devotional, sacrosanct, and non-negotiable. It can easily be applied when you're for something. When you just know something is correct and right for you, make it devotional, sacrosanct, and non-negotiable. So it applies in every minute, or major life decision, but certainly the choice, the decision that's before us. So Astrology by Lauren, she continues, this is a total eclipse, meaning that this is one of those magical times in which the sun, moon, and earth are in perfect alignment. It is because of this perfect alignment that this eclipse is so significant. especially when it is so close to the South Node where so much karmic releasing is occurring, emptying the vessel, purifying our vessel. This is why we're being yelled at by the unseen, by the universe, because there's so much on the line. Lunar eclipses are times of culmination, of endings. They show us the ramifications of choices and decisions made in the past. And with the lunar eclipse also closely opposing the planet Saturn, one thing that can become evident is that our choices have consequences. This is that whole thing, and it's not about who we've been in the past. This isn't about self-flagellation and and punishing ourselves and saying, oh well, because I've made bad choices or bad decisions or I've lived a certain way in the past, that I'm not capable or able or pure or good enough to inherit the kingdom of heaven. You are. It's simply own something, atone for it, release it. Be ready. Be in alignment with yourself, with soul, with source, with God, Allah, Buddha, the all that is. However it is that you ascribe, and do it with the purity of intention, because there is no quid pro quo. It's either live, it's real, it's pure, it's authentic, or it's not. Read between the lines, betwixt and between, not fully or properly either of two things. Riding the fence is not going to cut it. So, author Celeste, this is from Astrology by Lauren, author Celeste Teal tells us in her book entitled Eclipses that the South Node, or the dragon's tail, is indicative of our comfort zone. It is what we are accustomed to. As a result, we are not always objectively aware of why we are experiencing certain events. The lunar eclipse is trying to show us what it is that we need to change or release or let go of to grow and further evolve. Whether that be a habit, an emotional pattern that is holding us back, a person, an alliance, or things we have been taking for granted. It is not uncommon as a result for these South Node eclipses to be associated with endings or feelings of loss. Because this is a total eclipse where we see this perfect alignment between the sun, spirit, the moon, soul, and the earth, the body, it seems to allow the Norns, the fates of Norse mythology, to step in and weave their tapestries. So this is fated. These are big, all of the major planets when they change, or major arcana in the tarot, all of these things are fated. They're destiny, fate. This allows them to move the pieces about on the playing board of life, this chessboard. Remember, chess, not checkers. This is big time, big leagues, real. This isn't, mamby-pamby, chess or checkers. This is chess. And this is why it can sometimes feel like we are having a meeting with destiny. It may seem as if we are being inexorably drawn along on the tide, and there is nothing to be done at these times but to move through to the other side and accept the hand that is being given. One could say there is something to do. Align with your soul source connection. Allow your soul to lead. Align with the way. Because again, that quote, it is said that those who go against the way end up being called unlucky. Well, let us be lucky. We have a choice here. Let us be lucky. Align. And yes, while these things are fated, they're big. It doesn't mean, it's we're at the dance. How we choose to dance is up to us. So we can be in the flow and in the movement and feeling the whole beauty of the dance, or we can be wailing and gnashing our teeth and, screaming and crying that we're at the dance. It's up to us. Astrology by Lauren. Because there is this added element of fate, or the fruition of karma, thrown into the equation, these periods can also be unpredictable. But also know that these eclipses are ultimately in service towards the evolutionary progress of humankind, as well as for each of us individually. And what we receive within the bounds of these eclipse seasons is necessary for our soul's journey. And so, through the gates of the lunar eclipse, closely opposite Saturn and trine is a harmonious aspect in astrology, and trine evolutionary Uranus, Higher mind, expect the unexpected. We are all feeling the profundity and weight of the consequences wrought from recent events. And as a result, we will never quite see things the same way again. Neptune is currently still conjunct the North Node, so together with. These are times in which we are being asked to have faith, even in times of uncertainty, and to have hope, even in the face of extraordinary change. To find the correct path, we are being reminded to turn within, towards our own spiritual center. What's at my center? Your soul source connection. To that divine spark, that part of us that is truly connected with all of humanity. That part of, remember, our mantra, I am pure. That's what's at your center. What choices you make, that cloud that purity, encase that purity, cause that purity to dim, but what's at your center is pure. So here we're being asked to go within, to connect with that part of us that is truly connected with all of humanity. Astrology by Lauren. It is there where the answers and the remedies lie. It's not outside of us. It's not some other person, a spouse, a friend, a lover, a partner, a boss, a president, a prime minister, a queen, a king. It's within us. It's your soul source connection. It's your divinity. It's your original intelligence, not artificial. Saturn, the great teacher, is also approaching the North Node, where we are being asked to make a deeper commitment, devotional, sacrosanct, non-negotiable. We are being asked to make a deeper commitment to that which is right and true, rather than deny, control, or belittle the ideals of the North Node in Pisces. Don't belittle where we're going, where you're going, where humanity's going. Embrace it. Be devotional, sacrosanct, and non-negotiable about it. We're not turning back time. Time waits for no man, no one. Time is a relentless march forward until an everlasting state of existence, of being, occurs. Right now, Venus is in her retrograde phase, and Mercury is in its own shadow of its retrograde. When Mercury and Venus make their direct stations in April, they will both be conjunct Saturn as well as the North Node and this lunar eclipse point, so where this is occurring. These will serve as reminders and catalysts of the importance of connecting with and making a commitment with our own principles, our own conscience, and that God principle within our heart of hearts. So we are being called. We have been on this journey for almost 4 years now. We've been on this journey all our lives, but with Weekly Wisdom and Insights. And the message over and over and over again is to be ready, to align, to embrace the future, to empty our vessels, to purify them, to own, atone, and release, to embrace what's at our center, that God principle within our heart of hearts, that original intelligence, the purity. Because we don't want to be one of the 10 maidens or the 5 that have a lamp but no oil. Faux religion, faux Christianity, faux, being a fraud, a fake, in name only. As opposed to saying, oh, I get it. I get the message. It's simple. Follow your soul, be a good human, do right, do unto others as you would have done to you. When we fall short, stub our toe, fall down, whatever, it's okay. Just how quickly do we rebound? How quickly do we own, atone, release? We don't need to beat ourselves up, but we do need to be upright, in rightness with the way. The way teaches us, tells us, informs us to do things correctly. There's a correct way, a right way. That's authentic, that creates harmony, ease, balance. Anything outside of that creates disharmony, dis-ease, imbalance, chaos. But as they said, the light prevails. It will always prevail. The purity will prevail. It always prevails. Because it's original. Anything outside of that isn't. It's corrupted. So, let us go to hummingbird medicine. Let's go to hummingbird medicine. This is Jess Hagen, Urban Healers of LA. Hummingbird medicine. She is small, but her vibration of beauty is as large as the day is bright. The hummingbird spirit animal totem teaches us that locating joy within yourself is the only defense you ever need. Ranging from the size of a finger to the size of a bumblebee, this humming creature co-evolved with the flowers and lives on the sweetness of life. Hummingbird's only protection in this big, random world is the power of her pure vibration of beauty. When you are happy, you are strong. Happiness is a choice. The beating of the hummingbird's wings is in perfect harmony with her powerful yet tiny heart. Her medicine teaches us how to match our heart's desires to our body's actions. It's to align everything. What's at your center? What's in your heart? The beating of the hummingbird's wings is in perfect harmony with her powerful yet tiny heart. Her medicine teaches us how to align these things. Earth's smallest bird teaches us how to pay close attention to the vibratory sensations of feelings we experience every moment, and to simply move towards that which feels enjoyable and away from that which feels painful. Painful meaning wrong, not good, illicit, dark, shadowy. What you focus on is what your life becomes. This is that quote, your character is your fate. So what we focus on in life is what your life becomes. When you focus on the things you lack, you will live in the experience of lack. When you focus on all you have and all that you enjoy, your life becomes enjoyable. And this is reminding me of Wallace D. Wattles' a trilogy. The books are 120 years old. Small acts in great ways. It's to be appreciative of every single thing we have, and to then keep difficult beginnings, persevere, keep striving, keep taking that next small step. It is the hermit with the star card, that lantern that says, see the light of the star. It's Aquarian, the future, the unseen, waters and earth. It's that illumination that tells us the next step or two or three. It's not everything. We don't get the whole picture, but we do have an awareness and a knowing of what to do. What is the way leading me to do in this moment? So this is the law of vibration. Hummingbird asks us to focus only on what makes us happy and what we find beautiful. This is a medicine of the heart, and it speaks of harmonizing heart waves before harmonizing brain waves in any exchange. If we're in ego, mind, personality, brain waves area, we're in the wrong place. We need to first be in our soul source connection, our heart. Harmonize the heart waves first. What do I know to be right and true and correct? Make it sacrosanct. It's non-negotiable. And then align ego, mind, personality, the brain waves, in service with it. Jess Hagen, she goes on, how does what you are feeling feel? Are you enjoying the way you feel? You do not have to continue feeling what you are feeling. You are not a prisoner of your inner life. Like Hummingbird, you are a hovercraft who can move in any direction and fly away from negative experiences. Your experience is your choice. You do not live in a mandatory universe. We live in an open and ever-growing universe where all that is changes. This basic vibration of change is our true nature. It's built in. Change is built in. It's just get comfortable with it. It's okay if change is scary, but don't allow it. Don't allow the fear of change to immobilize you. Allow it to catapult you forward. Allow it to move you, because that's what it's there for. We are ultimately the motion and vibration of change itself. Hummingbird is always asking that we dust ourselves off and return to our inherent state of luminescence that is indestructible and always only seconds away from our reach. That soul source connection, that luminosity, that divinity, our divine nature. Happiness does not occur automatically, and it is not possible for the universe to impose joy upon us. We must choose happiness and joy consciously. In so choosing, we experience the indescribable pleasure of freedom. It's our limitless nature. It's our limitless being. So love, joy, happiness, this luminosity, that's what's at our center. That is our divine nature. I am pure. But we got to choose it. We got to keep aligning with it. We got to do the works to keep perpetuating it. The hummingbird spirit animal totem is a master of conserving energy, and she only spends her time on the essentials for a happy life. Conserving energy is a mental process that involves placing your attention on that which is beautiful in your environment. Should you find it difficult to find beauty in your current situation, the act of searching for it will inevitably lead to finding it. It's what we focus on. It's where we place our energy. We don't need to get caught up. Remember, the unseen has been saying to us, stay in the eye of the hurricane, in the eye of the storm. We get out onto the periphery, it's mayhem and bedlam and chaos, and we're just going to get thrashed about. Stand in the eye of the hurricane, of the storm, peace, calm, centeredness, joy, happiness. So what you focus on is what comes to be. When the chatter in your head is too loud, find an activity that will move you into physical concentration. Take a walk, take a bath, smell a flower, dance, turn on music. Anything quickly that moves you, that's physical, that moves you out of the mental space you're in, the energy that you're in, that may be shadow, will move you into a higher octave, a higher energetic state. It is within your power to define the quality of your experience. Follow the vibrations of enjoyment as you figure out how to live. The universe wants your joy. They want you to be joyful. The hummingbird spirit animal totem asks us to observe the quality of our feelings. She does not ask us why we feel them. She does not have any interest in understanding why you are angry, sad, or frustrated. Hummingbird simply says it is time to focus on the positive. Let negative thoughts flow by and do not place your attention on them. Hummingbird medicine reminds us of the hovercraft nature of our being and of our ability to dodge and quickly fly away from negativity. See, it's not about ignoring, burying our heads in the sand. No, but it's simply to look at things and say, okay, I see what's happening. Now take, the nose pressed up against the glass, step back and see what's really under all of this? What's really inside of all this? What is it that my soul, the unseen, is bringing to my attention so that I might own it, atone for it, release it? That's going to unlayer me, unburden me. It's going to lighten me up. I'm going to feel très léger in French, lighter. Jess Hagen, Hummingbird is always asking, what do you want? Not what you need, what do you want? It is not possible to stop wanting. It is not possible to stop having goals, hopes, and desires. Wanting is inherent in our biology, and wanting is why we are alive. Should you find it difficult to hold on to your desires, Hummingbird has another lesson. This little bird is no pacifist. She is a samurai swordsman, and she knows how to fence. They dodge and deflect. They maneuver and negotiate. They dance. Defining what you want in life is the most important issue to clarify at all times. When you clarify your desires, small and large, the world around you is given clear instructions, and the materials of earth begin to arrange themselves per your specifications. When we are uncomfortable with when we are uncomfortable with what we want, we are blocking the vibration of desire that will bring what we want to us. Wanting creates hope. It creates knowing. It creates faith, determination, perseverance. Know what you want, speak about it often, and enjoy the process of how what you desire makes its way to you. No fence straddling, no fence sitting. These are powerful energies that will propel us forward and align us with the way. It brings me to number 3 from the unseen. And it's the song by In Vogue. In Vogue in English means, it's French, which means in fashion. And it's that Free Your Mind is the song. Well, this song was written in 1992, and Free Your Mind was written to be, quote, a plea to humanity to respect each other. And one of the members, Terry Ellis, she said, quote, when I'm singing it, we feel like we're delivering a message. It's a plea to humanity to respect each other. God created us equal. Blood is blood. It's the same color, and our spirits and souls are connected in the same way. I believe that's why it affects so many people, because so many can relate. In some form or fashion, everyone has experienced some type of prejudice in some type of way. The lyrics in that song were actually personal experiences we all had. So there's this free your mind, and that it's in vogue, it's in fashion to free your mind. Free your mind of prejudice, of darkness, of shadow, of discrimination, of hate. Free your mind because there's this massive choice before us. Lake of fire or the kingdom of heaven. And one can say that yes, we have been talking about this for millennia, 2,000 plus years. But just as that good book says, only the Father knows the hour, the time, the season. Not even the Son knows. So there's a message here for all of us to be ready. A total lunar eclipse, be ready. Hummingbird medicine. Connect with your purity. Connect with your innocence. Connect with your original intelligence, your soul. Connect with the way. So that what you inherit the kingdom of heaven, this everlasting state of existence and being. You want that one. Who wants gnashing teeth and lake of fire and Armageddon and chaos and mayhem? And why? Why would you choose that? And it is a choice. You have a choice. And faking it is not going to work. You got to authentically be it, desire it, want it, embody it, perpetuate it, permeate it. Be devotional, that it's sacrosanct and it's non-negotiable. That's where we find ourselves. And so I'm going to close with a few of these SABIAN symbols, because what I found so incredible about both this Virgo full moon and then minutes later, the total lunar eclipse, these two charts, where again, that kind of trampoline bouncing off, I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. These two images, the SABIAN symbols for these, there are numerous ones, all talking about metaphysicalness, spirituality, higher octave, the next iteration of us. The moon, literally, so full moon, total lunar eclipse. The moon symbol is Virgo 24, Mary and her little lamb. The need to keep a vibrant and pure simplicity at the core of one's being as one meets the many tests of existence. See, it's to not let our life experiences dim our light, destroy our purity. This is from Dane Rudhyar and Astrological Mandala. Coming after the preceding symbols, this one tells us that, though great, spectacular and resolute efforts are needed to achieve one's higher goals of destiny. Still, the essential quality as one journeys on the path is a pure, spontaneous, fresh, and non-violent approach to all encounters. It's to see it for what it is, see through the illusion. This, of course, is Jesus' entreaty to his disciples, that they should be like, quote, little children. Without such a deep, heartfelt simplicity, the seeker after spiritual experiences or initiation is bound to find themselves glamorized by their own successes. They get into their ego, mind, personality. They forget where all of this comes from. The achievement isn't us. We're the custodian of it. So when we achieve something great or we're the richest person in the world, it's not because you did it. It's because it's what came through you. You're the custodian of it. Now, how are you utilizing that greatness? Are you acting from purity, sincerity, humility, or arrogance and hubris and entitlement, this glamorized notion of oneself and your successes? It goes on, and to see their ego feeding on the drama, of struggle and victory. So again, without such a deep, heartfelt simplicity, the seeker after spiritual experiences or initiation is bound to find themselves glamorized by their own successes and to see their ego feeding on the drama of struggle and victory. This fourth stage symbol, it's foundational, this fourth stage symbol presents us with a subtle hint of technique. Beyond individual prowess and social eminence, the individual whose innocence is fixed upon spiritual realization should genuinely radiate innocence. It's our key word, innocence. See, when you have it all, when your innocence is fixed upon spiritual realization, it's coming through you, you're the custodian, soul source connection, spirit and service, you should genuinely radiate innocence. It's what endears us to others. But hubris, arrogance, it repels. It instantly repels. Not because we're not happy for somebody, but because we're not happy, we're not pleased with their arrogance, with their shadow, with their darkness, with their insecurities. So we repel. It's conjunct. The moon is conjunct the south node, a bald-headed man who has seized power. The sheer power of personality in times that call for decision. At this stage, we face the unpostponable necessity for decision and transformation. Read between the lines, betwixt and between. There's no fence riding anymore. Existence is motion. No static formation, however beautiful and inspiring, can remain long unchallenged. Everything bows to the power of the will, divine, executively human, or satanic. So time waits for no man. The time's relentless march is forward, onward, until we reach an everlasting state of existence, of being, and we have to choose. The sun, on a small island surrounded by the vast expanse of the sea, people are seen living in close interaction. The need to consciously accept one's own personal limitations, to concentrate one's energies, and to live a centered and fulfilled life. This, again, fourth stage symbol tells us that the first duty of any man or woman is to be truly what he or she is as an individual. Who you are at your soul, your center. But this individual has a particular dharma, meaning a place and function in a vaster whole. The island's inhabitants get subsistence from the sea, and in time learn to navigate this sea and interact with other islanders. And all eventually will come to realize their oneness with the whole earth. which includes everything. An appropriate keyword would be centralization. It's recognizing our unity, our oneness. Do unto others as you would have done to you. And when we stray from that, we are straying from ourselves. So the sun is conjunct Saturn. It's a Sun-Saturn CAZIMI. Saturn, a materializing medium giving a seance. The ability to give of one's own vital energy to substantiate one's conscious ideals or unconscious desires. The display of psychic power that the symbol depicts can be interpreted positively or negatively according to the motives that induce the medium to give the seance. In its most constructive aspect, it suggests the keyword substantiation. It's foundational. It's pure. The shadowy aspect of the process is deception. So again, what's the purity of your intention? What's the purity of your choice? What's the purity of your action? Are you in substantiation or deception? The midheaven, and these two are amazing. So the midheaven, and there are two. This is the one for the full moon. Then there's a second one for the full lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse. 10 logs lie under an archway leading to darker woods. The need to complete any undertaking before seeking entrance to whatever is to be found beyond. We got to complete where we are. We are completing the Piscean patriarchal era, the divine masculine aspect, if you will. So we have to, the need to complete any undertaking before seeking entrance to whatever is to be found beyond. Matriarchal, Aquarian, divine feminine. Number 10 is a symbol of completion. It symbolizes even more the revelation of a new series of activities just ahead. Yet unless the concluded series is brought to some degree of fulfillment, nothing truly significant is likely to be accomplished by a restless reaching out towards the as yet unknown. Number 10 is a symbol of germination, but the seed, number 9, must have matured well. No natural process can be accelerated safely beyond certain limits. This stage establishes a foundation for what will follow. Here, humankind reaches a threshold in which they may have to pause to safeguard their further advance. We're in this moment, this hovering. Here's the hummingbird hovering, and we're able to move quickly any direction. We're able to align with our heart. However, we're at that threshold where we may have to pause, 12, stand still, patience, to safeguard the further advance. Because I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. Because what goes to the new? What goes to the kingdom of heaven? None of this crud is going to the kingdom of heaven. It's a split choice. It's two sides of the coin, two sides of the fence. Kingdom of heaven, eternal, everlasting, beauty, life, joy, purity, goodness, lake of fire. Choose. Pick. And last but not least, because I'm mindful of the time, a veiled prophet speaks, seized by the power of a god. The ability to act as a mouthpiece for the revelation of a transcendent will and truth determining future action. Here we witness the deepest manifestation of that power which operates within all relatively permanent social units, especially at the level of tribal organization, community. A tribe is a biopsychic whole, an organism, integrated by a collective superphysical power, the God of the tribe. In the Hebrew tradition, that God is Yahweh. In earlier tribes, it may have been a deified, mythical great ancestor. All these tribal gods are local manifestations of the very power of, quote, life within the Earth's biosphere. It is this deified power which psychically seized, especially sensitive or religiously trained men or women who became its mouthpiece. So prophets, seers, oracles, everyday humans. That power operates in our days as well, but in different ways because of the individualization and the intellectualization of modern man's consciousness. All these things of how we've layered things on, institutionalized things, and so forth. It binds together and helps to maintain the integration of organized social collectivities. It guides their development by releasing and focusing through especially open persons the visionary expectation of developments about to occur. This is all talk about what's before us, the world before us, the one that came before us, and the one that's literally before us. At this stage, the future interacts with the present to release it from the inertial power of the past. We're letting go of the past. Thus, this symbol stands in contrast to the preceding one. At the threshold of tomorrow, man is allowed to have a vision or revelation of the essential elements of the as yet unknown next step in evolution. The key word is mediatorship. So it means we have insight. It's intuitive, instinctual. It's our soul source connection. It's our knowing. We have a knowing of this as yet unknown next step in evolution. And while it may be unknown, what we know is that we're advancing forward. And the message is clear. A total lunar eclipse, be ready, hummingbird medicine, Matthew 25. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. The time has come. Read between the lines. No fence sitting. Free your mind. It's in fashion. Rid it of prejudice. Peace be with you. And this choice about what realm or energy of existence do you wish to reside in when time changes to an everlasting state of existence, of being? Kingdom of heaven? Lake of fire. Choice. Everyone, hang on. These we said from the beginning, these energies of March, April, these next 90 days, we're going to be intense, powerful. This whole year is going to be so. But the unseen did say, like Proud Mary, the song, we're going to start nice and rough. We're going to finish nice and easy. So we just got to get to walk through all this with grace, humility, kindness, and goodness at your center. I just want to bring it back one more time, our mantra, I am pure. Keep saying that to yourself. If any dark thoughts, anything like that, people, confrontation, whatever it may be, I am pure. And just keep saying it to yourself. And we will see what's happening next week with all of these energies. I love you all. Thank you for being here every step of the way. And we will see you next week. Be well.